Hello my lovelies, this is a reading for Leo for the month of April 2019. Well, we have the sun is in Aries at the moment, which is a fire sign, and Leo is a fire sign, so there's a good correlation here for ramping things up in your life a bit. So if things have just been on the back burner for a little while, now you can really start cooking with gas, as they said. For a lot of you, I feel that there's opportunities now for you to take your ideas, your schemes, your long-term goals, take it up a notch and be able to really start seeing some results. Now, we've got short-term energy, but also long-term energy. So as we're in a fire sign at the moment, and then your fire energy comes in August and September, you have a period around you. So it's like, this is the launch point, Aries energy, and it's takeoff time in your birth month, in your birth energy. There are other indications along the way, so it doesn't feel you necessarily have to wait until your birth energy comes in, but you can have little sort of test runs of things. So it's like I'm being shown the rocket on the launch pad. Now, I've had this analogy for one of the other signs, so it feels like for an awful lot of us in the collective, we are ready for takeoff, but it's absolutely vital that you do the final checks before that button is pressed, and then this energy can rise up in all of its glory. So any ideas or schemes that you've had, I'd say over the past, for some of you it feels like the last 5 years, and it feels like you've had a great start, and then there's been a delay or a halt, or funds might have not been enough to get something off the ground, or situation around you might have not been quite right for it, or your health hasn't been, your energy level hasn't been quite right for you to be able to move with this in a way that you'd really like to. So there have been stops and starts and stops and starts, and then I'm being taken back to the last 3 years. So okay, so for some of you lovely Leos, there's been a feeling of promises made to you around that period of time, which have not been come to fruition. So either an individual or a group of people have made promises, shown interest, at the time given you this real boost of, oh great, at last somebody believes in me, somebody really sees my potential, but then that support has been withdrawn. Well, the energy around us now, that is very different. So I'm being put in mind of people going for auditions, say Britain's Got Talent and The Voice and such like, and even though you've got this magnificent appearance and this wonderful gift of either singing or acting or whatever your individual gifts are, but you haven't quite made it to the live show, but that is about to change. I remember a girl coming to me years ago for a reading, and she was a Leo, and what came up for her was definitely fame. She would be known in her field, and it was very clear in the reading to not go to the things like Britain's Got Talent or The Voice, etc., because it was the wrong energy, it was the wrong arena for her. And she did take my advice, and she did, going a circuitous route, find the acclaim that she was looking for. And it wasn't how she thought it was going to be. It was much better. So looking at how you are now, where you're placing your steps in life, how you are trying to put something together, and you're taking stuff from the past, but you need to rejiggle it a little bit. So if you presented it now how it was 3 years ago, 5 years ago, it still wouldn't work. But you've changed in those 5 years, so your energies, your life experiences, your outlook on life has changed a great deal. And so now, by making little adjustments to things, when you present it, it will be accepted in a larger way than if it had done previously. So we have some little oracle cards for you, and the first one is a little angel card, which is forgiveness. Now, this is quite a difficult concept for an awful lot of people, the act of forgiving. And as you see here, two little angels, one kneeling to the other. And sometimes when we can't forgive another person or another situation, we're the ones carrying the burden. So we could be holding unforgiveness, bitterness, resentments, etc. But it's actually only harming us. So a lot of ways of working with this energy, and I've struggled with it myself over the years, and I came across a little quote which said, "Love is for giving." So when we put love in the mix, love is forgiving. And if we can forgive ourselves and not beat ourselves up and not admonish ourselves for what we think we've done wrong, is to be able to lift that burden from your shoulders, release whatever negative feelings you have between you and another, or you and a group, and bring a new energy to things. Now, there's an ancient Hawaiian ceremony or process, and it's called Ho'oponopono, which is Ho'Oponopo, I think. I'll put it in the box below. And it is a way of releasing us from this negativity, bitterness, resentments, etc., being unable to forgive. And we are working with the higher consciousness of the other people involved and our own higher consciousness. And what you say is, "Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Bless you." And you repeat that. If you Google it, you will get a better idea of what I'm talking about. And when you're coming from this very different level of awareness with regard to, as I say, either an individual or a situation, you're not allowing your ego to try and distract you from the feelings surrounding this situation. So you're lifting your resonance and working soul to soul. And you practice it. And you play with the energy. So rather than, if you're in that ego stance and, "Please forgive me, I'm sorry, and find it really hard to do. So finding yourself in a receptive state, having this situation on your mind perhaps, to bring it to another level where from the heart, "Please forgive me, I'm sorry, I love you, thank you, bless you." Because whatever situation we find ourselves in, we draw things to us because we're focused upon it. And when people say, "Oh no, that it came out of the blue and this person was really horrible to me and this, that and the other happened," we draw things to us because we're focused upon it, and we have that energy resonating within us. So have a look at it, see how that feels for you. Because this energy in April is beautiful, fiery exuberance, it helps us to burn off all that old overcoats of feelings, negative feelings that we've been carrying all the way through the winter and perhaps even before that. The self-mastery card for you is strength. And this is lovely. In the tarot, the strength card is depicted as the lion, with the lady pulling maybe something out of the lion's mouth or out of his paw, etc., and having no fear of doing that. So you are lions, lovely Leos, and it's finding that strength within you. And it isn't just your physical strength, so being able to lift something heavy. It's that emotional strength and mental strength and spiritual strength, to be able to see your situation in a very different light from the higher perspective. And when you embrace that strength, and we all have it within us, it's being to tap into that, embrace that strength, call upon it, acknowledge that you have it, and then that will assist you as well to move beyond any old patterns that you've been hanging on to that okay, for some of you, oh gosh, this is interesting. For some of you, I feel that there could possibly be the energy of a family feud, and that could go back an awful long way. And I was working with someone yesterday who said they had a family curse put on them, which was very interesting. So we managed to find out where that came from, 1700 and something, and cleared that on behalf of her, and going back through the family line and the ancestors. So if some of you relate to this and feel that there's a feud that's been carried on for years between either certain members of your family or your family and another family, a bit like the Capulets and the, in Romeo and Juliet, this is finding that strength to be able to heal that rift, heal that situation. It's not necessarily that you go into the ring and it's, fisticuffs and you said this and we said that and we're right and you're wrong. It's moving your focus to that higher level and being able to heal on that level, on the deepest of levels, and going back through, if it's family, at the ancestral line. And once that is done, not only do you heal the feud or the rift for you in this lifetime, but you're healing it going all the way back. It's like it's completely deleted. And when we hold energies like that, and also possibly not aware of what's gone on through their family history, when you bring your attention to it, but as the observer rather than becoming emotionally embroiled in it, you will, once it's released, you will be able to live a life where nothing like that ever occurs again to you or any of your family members. So you'll not be resonating at that level anymore and attracted in again from another source. It's gone, it's deleted. And so when you come across new people in your life, new situations in your life, your old self would have said, oh, here we go again. Look, it's shown up again. But this time, it can't show up. You will not attract that same resonance of experience into your life anymore. So the Strength card says, I withstand all kinds of stress and pressure, the things that seem to work against me. As a master, I take strength from my close contact with my inner self. So if you have stress and pressure around you, and you feel that things are working against you, as a master, and these are the self-mastery cards, I take strength from my close contact with my inner self. Some of us tend to feel we're doing it all on our own. It's just you and against the world. that people are against us, and all these stresses and pressures upon us. However, we do have another part of ourselves, what we call the higher self, what we call the inner self, what we call the soul, for want of a better word. And for the collective on the planet right now, there's such a huge shift and change, upheaval of practically every arena, every area of things, that people are having to look within to find that inner strength. So rather than relying on others, because the old guard is dying, the old structures are disintegrating and falling away, when we do look within, we do find this incredible strength that some of us didn't even know that we had. And it's there constantly. It cannot leave. You're born with it. It's a part of your makeup. It's a part of your DNA. It's part of your very being. That higher aspect that loves you unconditionally, that supports you, that gives you that strength. Now, on the 5th of April, there's a new moon in the sign of Aries. So with the new moon, it is at 15 degrees. So that's like a halfway point. So each sign of the zodiac has 30 degrees in it. So 12 signs, 360 degrees. So when we hit the 15 degree mark, it's like halfway through, and 15 represents like an alchemical energy. So it's the ability to manifest things easily, quickly. You think it and it's there, you think it and it's done, and something shows up in your life. Now, what I said earlier on about some of you having schemes and ideas from up to maybe 5 years ago, a card has shown up for you from the Wicker pack, which is the cloak. Okay, and it's camouflage. So if you look at this picture, we have a raven, we have a fox, we have the chakra points on the body. Okay, there's the symbol of infinity there, and there's a staff. So the cloak energy is strongly advising you to use your ability to cloak and camouflage your schemes, your ideas, your future prospects, because there might be some sneaky person around you who would like to take it from you. And because Leo energy is prideful, it's knowing that what you've come up with is good, but there might be a sneaky person or persons around you who will flatter you, and Leos love to be flattered, love to be praised, who may say, oh, I'd like to help you with that, I can really help you with that idea, with that scheme, but they don't have your best interests at heart. They might be the sort of people who like to take it from you and then claim it as theirs. So it is vitally important that you cloak what you're doing. This is also silence, camouflage. So you present yourself in a certain way to people, but they don't see what's really going on inside. It's a bit like being the actor, you know, you're wearing a beautiful outfit, a costume, and you have that ability to shine in certain circumstances. And a part of you might want to spill the beans and say, oh, I've got this fabulous idea, I think it's really, really great, and I want it all up in lights, and everybody's going to come and applaud me, and the critics will all love it. You really do need to keep it silent, and that can be very, very frustrating for some of you. But again, it's finding that inner strength to allow this to cook at its own rate, to get all the ingredients, all the flavours into what it is you want to present to the world, without anybody interfering in it in such a way that it'll be tasteless, it'll be diluted, it'll be like everybody else. It'll look and smell and taste like what everybody else is doing. What you have is something that is unique, that is gorgeous, that is beautiful, that that humanity wants. Mankind wants what you've got. And isn't it better for you to present it when it is totally cooked, when it has gestated to the right period of time, and you announce it to the world when the sun is shining on you, and that is during your birth month, so the Leo season, August, September. Now when we get to the third fire month, which is Sagittarius, that leads up to Christmas. So you may have an idea with what it is you are working towards, that there are 3 stages to it. So like the 3 trimesters in a pregnancy. So this, you're in the first one, in Aries. The second one comes in during your Leo season. And the third one is Sagittarius. So yes, you can present it in your birth month, in Leo season, but the Sagittarius energies, which is Jupiter, which is Father Christmas, it's like you can add to it, and there'll be a huge boost, a really, really big boost to what it is you've already put out there. And I would say by Sagittarius time, that's when you can maybe agree to collaborating with somebody, because that's the sort of person who will promote it, who will do the donkey work. You've done the spade work, and somebody else towards the end of the year will make you an offer. I'd say make you an offer to say, right, this is doing so well, we'd really like to take it all over the place. So say, for example, you're writing a book. Yes, you can launch it in August, September, Leo time, but by Sagittarius time, okay, which is December, the offer coming in could be, we want to have it translated into 10 different languages, and we want you to go to different countries and promote it. That's the idea, if you get my drift. So whatever it is you are putting your energies into now, it's a bit like you being in the laboratory, and you've got a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you have to be sealed into the laboratory, because you might be using things that are ingredients that nobody's ever put together before, and you don't know what the result's going to be. So a part of the ingredients might be dangerous, inflammable, and again, that's your beautiful fiery Leo energy. So you might be shocking people's socks off when you do present this idea to the world, but the laboratory door needs to be closed, locked, sealed, and you to have your little white laboratory coat on, because when you are in that zone, when you're in that mode of creating something, it's like metaphorically wearing the right outfit, again, the cloak. And when you write down the ingredients and the amount of what you're putting in together. It's like you have your little notebook and or your tablet, and it's only you will know the blueprint and the ingredients and the ratio of things. So I hope you get my drift with this. It's even if your closest loved ones say, "What are you up to? What are you cooking in there?" And you say, "Well, no, do not disturb. No, that's private. It's secret. It's private, and when it's ready, I shall present it to the world." I'm being reminded of Robin Williams and his flubber, that lovely bouncy stuff. If it escapes, it's going to go all over the place. So be guarded, be discerning, camouflage what it is you are wanting to give birth to. And when you do that, it's going to be so much better than if you just blurt it all out now. So I asked for an animal card for you. And this is lovely. We have the wolf energy. Oh, wolfy wolf. And the number is 15, which adds up to 6. And 6 is love and balance. So it's bringing that energy of balance into your life. So if things been a bit out of whack in the last few years, it's finding that balance in such a way that you do not allow anybody to trespass into your life, to take from you what is yours, what you've worked so hard on. And this can also relate to relationships, how you've conducted relationships in the past, and how things are going for you now. So whether you're in a partnership now or you're hoping to bring somebody in, the wolf energy is again about a pride. So like with the lovely lion energy, lions are in a pride of lions, and when we have pride, it's without the ego getting in the way. It is being protective, it is nurturing, it is nourishing all of the members of that wolf pack or that lion's pride, and that sense that what I do for myself, I do for others. What I do for others, I do for myself. For others and myself are one. It's working in that lovely community energy of being able to share what it is you have with everyone around you. And it's not really survival of the fittest, it's being adaptable. So with regards to your lion energy, yes, you will share with your pride, but you don't share your idea until the exact right time. Wolf is also the teacher. And if you are a teacher, you have the ability to teach and to share knowledge with others. This is like the beginnings of the book, like the first few chapters, and what it is you like the overall idea of what it is you want to do. So you write a précis, as they call it, which gives a basic outline of what it is you want to do, and then those other aspects can start to come in. The wolf is the teacher, but also the pupil. So if there are aspects of this creative idea that you don't know yet, then this is the period for learning and finding out and researching the information that you will need, and it will come to you. The wolf is howling at the moon, okay? So he's tapped into that moon energy, which is intuition. And as I said, we have a lovely new moon on the 5th of this month, on the 5th of April. So when that energy hits, this is for you to be able to tap into it. New moons are all about new beginnings, planting seeds, bringing an energy to something that perhaps you would let rest, that you put away for a little while. So it's stimulating you to, if it's a manuscript, get that out again. If it's a painting you haven't finished, get that out again. If it's an idea for a business, get that out again. And when we tap into that beautiful moon's energy, the intuition will kickstart, stimulate you. More ideas and more ideas. And, oh yeah, I could do this with it. Oh yes, I could do that with it. And it's also finding the balance. So you might find yourself very enthusiastic, very caught up in a momentum of getting something cooking and bringing it to fruition. But 6 again is finding that balance. So you need to give it to yourself first. Nurture you first, and then you can share and nurture with others. So the little mini wolfie, okay, says, find new paths and options, break through, be a role model, share your inner knowing. So this is beautiful, exhilarating, exciting anticipation of new things, where you can find new pathways, and easily. So whereas before it might have been difficult to find the right route, the right pathway for it's a bit like what I'm hearing is like your sat-nav or your GPS. In the past, you've travelled down a certain road, and then the voice says, turn round, turn round, turn round. Oh Lord, what's all this about? So even though you relied on a system to get you to a certain place, you got lost. It sent you off in another direction and asked you to turn round. So some of you may have turned round, and it's probably important that you did. Some of you may have carried on regardless and think, oh Lord, what have I got myself into? So there's backtracking, and that's what we've just had with the Mercury retrograde energies. Thank goodness that's all over. And it comes out of shadow on the 5th of April. So, and we do learn things when Mercury's retrograde. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It means going over stuff, having another look, putting a different eye to things. So over the next couple of weeks, you should be able to see things more clearly, have more clarity, have a sense of putting some new energies into maybe an old idea, get it cooking. Now, to finish off with, I'm going to choose a card from the Angels of Abundance. I was gifted this pack yesterday, which is just so lovely. So this is my first time using them for you guys. And ooh, right, one's come out. There we are. Let's see what we got. Oh, look. Dreams of abundance. Now, if you look, there are angels on 2, they look like ships sailing in with a figurehead, and this lovely beautiful angel here, she's seated at the figurehead of another ship. So it's like your ship's coming in, so dreams of abundance. And it says, as you sleep, God, your angels and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. So this is what I said about your little notebook in your laboratory. Write everything down. So a lot of ideas do come to us in our dreams. And when we write things down, you might just get a snippet in one dream and a snippet in another dream, and then it all starts to meld together. But this is also saying that things are working behind the scenes for you. As you sleep, God, your angels and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas. So if you felt a little bit stuck with how to move forward, then ask. Ask your higher self, please show me in a clear, concise way how to move forward, what my next steps should be. And the universe will answer you. I had a lovely, wonderful day yesterday, because I wasn't going to go out and about, but I decided I would. And I walked down one side of the high street, and I noticed a new shop open on the other side. So I crossed over and went in and had a natter with the lady there. And that was interesting. And then I thought, oh, shall I go back to the car? And I carried on down the high street a little bit further. And I was drawn to go into another little shop. I was so glad that I did. And when I went in there, the lady said, I'm not usually open on a Monday. But I knew that I was going to meet someone today. I knew I had to come and open up because I had to meet someone today, and that's you. And we had this amazing conversation, and she gave me this beautiful pack of cards. So when you are nudged by your higher self, or an angel, or God, universe, whatever you feel like, go with it. It was like a divine sat-nav. They say, go on, just a few yards along, pop in there, see what happens. And because of that encounter, all sorts of other things have opened up for me already, just in less than 24 hours. So I hope that this has been of some help to you, my darlings. Another thing I would like to share with you, these paintings that I've done. So we have abundance and prosperity. So I'm gifting those to you. We have that within us. It's not out there. Abundance and prosperity are not out there. They are within us. All of these things, everything is within us. And it's learning how to tap into that. It's like it's locked in your DNA. So as we work with these inner things, with our inner self, our higher self, all these things start to unlock within us. And they start to show up externally. So when we work on our inner energies, it will appear externally. Whatever you focus upon, if you focus upon the negative, guess what shows up? Negative stuff. So when we focus on positive things, positive things show up for us. So with these paintings, I have them available to buy as canvas boards and also greeting cards. If anybody would like to commission a painting from me, details are in the box below. And if anybody would like a private session with me, again, the details are in the box below. So thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and sharing. Please hit the bell and then you'll get notified for further videos that I upload. So until the next time, I send you lots of love, many blessings, and have a wonderful April. Bye for now.